Alright, for all 5 of these, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're going to do these bare minimum speeds here every day. 60, 80, 100, and 120. For the video, I'll demo everything at 60 and 120. If you need to, especially with like number 5, since it's the more challenging in terms of like how much you're actually strumming. If you need to go up in slower increments, that's totally fine. So let's say 60 to 80 is fine, but then maybe you need to go to 90 next, and then 100, then 110, 115, 120. So these are not going to be treated like speed building drills, like discussed in that book. However, if you are working on something that is really challenging, definitely treat it like a speed building thing and do the whole go up by 5s. But we'll get more into that as things have become more complicated. So right now we're just building some foundation on counting these things. So with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, I want you to count all 4 beats as you play. So you tap your foot with the metronome, count 1, 2, 3, 4 as you go, and here we go. 60 beats a minute, number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. On those last chords, no need to hold it out for the whole note. Reason being, that chord is just there to resolve the progression. Technically, yes, you want it to ring out all 4, but for the sake of ease and simplification, just hit it and you're done. 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Sorry, I started to repeat out of habit. Take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, number 2. 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Number 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. And 3. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. Number 4. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Okay, number 5. Only say what you play. And that's because we're getting into more complicated stuff here. So, had you count all 4 beats with the first 4 rhythms, and the first 4 progressions, because holding out half notes, whole notes, dotted half notes, tied notes like that, there's a lot of space being covered. So that's really to help train your mind to recognize how long those things last and when you're supposed to come in and all that. For this stuff, we're not having really big gaps now. So just saying what you play is going to help emphasize the rhythm stuff here a lot better. 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Done. And 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So in addition to all that was just covered, think about strumming lighter. Start getting much lighter with the strumming. Let the amp do the work for you. So you're not playing on an acoustic, so you don't need to hit the strings really hard in order to be heard. Let the amp do the work for you. Alright, so with the scale stuff, after you did your little test down here to see what fingers are the better stretch, go ahead and keep with the first, second, and fourth fingers for this. My hand needs to use the ring finger. But basically you have 3 patterns that occur in these 3 notes per string scale shapes. Those patterns are, from your first finger, you go up a whole step and a whole step. So a whole step is 2 frets, 2 frets. So whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step. And then the next pattern you have half step, whole step. And then you have whole step, half step. So that's really it. 2 whole steps apart, a whole step and a half step, and then a half step and a whole step. So you want to use the same fingers for those patterns again and again and again. So what you use going up, you want to use coming back down. Yes, there will be exceptions to this thing on various riffs and licks and whatnot, but that's, again, an exception. It's rare. So you want to basically build that instinct of your fingers using the same fingers for the same pattern again and again and again. So this way you think about things less and it becomes much more instinctual. So when working on it, take your time. If you can pay attention to it now, that'd be great. Alternate pick. So down, up, 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 and so on. So once you can play that scale nice and clean from memory, then you start working on the D Dorian shape. Once you can play both back to back, then you add in the Phrygian. So you want to be something like this. Start working on the next one. So only add 1 scale at a time as you memorize stuff. So if that means you only memorize 1 this week, that's fine. It's better to go really, really slow with this stuff instead of trying to rush things and get it down faster than need be. So we got lots of time here. The scales will get covered. You will have them memorized. They will be applied to all kinds of stuff. You're actually already using them because the chord progressions in all these rhythms we'll be doing, they're in the same key. So you'll be getting familiar with the scale shapes in various ways. So if you have any questions on what to do after watching this, let me know, and I'll see you again next week.